And do we have our speaker on, Jeremy?
I think, yeah, he requested to have this
Okay,
meeting recorded or
Yeah, it's
something.
on.
great, great. Just give it one more minute and then we'll get going. The call is being recorded so that if anybody, wants to go back and listen to it, or if they miss the beginning of it, if they jump on late, we'll have it recorded and on the Facebook page for all of you. Okay, well, we want to welcome Mark Sveihal. Is that how you say it, Mark? Are you there, Mark? Is he on? You said he was on, right, Jeremy?
So, was it only Mark?
Uh, that's what I have here, but we have a mortgage company today, correct? Let me just look here. I've been on vacation for a week, so I'm a little out of it here. I think I got the right person. Let me just check here.
Should have like two guest speakers in there, I believe. Yeah,
Two? Okay.
yeah, Alyssa.
Hey, actually, David,
Oh,
less good-looking version of
David.
Alyssa from Armadillo.
Oh,
Uh,
that's what I thought it was, Armadillo. And then I saw in my phone mortgage company, but no, we switched it. So yes,
oh,
David, and you're the speaker for today, right, David?
yeah,
oh yeah,
With
David.
Armadillo.
You said
I
Mark, yeah,
got
I think I'm
Yep.
word.
like,
And you've got
I
an
got
amazing
confused too.
offer for these guys. Sorry, that was my bad.
No, it's okay. I got word that Alyssa
Made the mistake.
doesn't work on Cinco de Mayo. I mean, God forbid. So I'm kidding. I think she actually might be in Mexico.
What?
I think she does work on Cinco de Mayo, but I think at the time she's in Mexico. So do you want me to present this quick update now, or do you want me to hold off?
No, you can go ahead. You're our speaker for the day, so have at it.
Oh, oh, speaker for the day. Well, this will take only a couple minutes. So
Oh,
uh,
really?
so Armadillo is and tell me if you want me to expand on this, but because I was given some
Yeah, we do.
marching orders by Alyssa.
Yeah, maybe
Armadillo.
back up on yeah,
Yeah,
if you back up on who you are, what you
yeah,
are, and then go into what you have to offer
exactly.
for
Yeah,
these guys, that'd be great. Because a lot of
David.
people maybe didn't see the last one.
Okay. I won't have a lot of slideware, but I can do a quick voiceover. So, yeah, David here, from Armadillo. I actually lead our claims team, which is we're a home warranty company, nationwide. Alyssa is your dedicated rep, and I think she presented last time. She unfortunately wasn't able to attend today, so I told her I would jump in and talk about this very unique program we have. I'm based in Atlanta. She's actually based in Idaho. I know we support you guys in many ways remotely. Um, I don't know how much I need to give on just Armadillo in general, but we are a fairly new home warranty company. 5 years old, tens of thousands of properties covered. It's not like it's our first rodeo, but we really started the company to improve on some really big gaps we saw in home warranty. All really based around usability. Home warranty, they kind of make it hard to use, hard to submit a claim, hard to get approved. Um, and we just wanted to clear all that up. So, like, one of the centerpieces for those of you who have worked with us is we let people bring their own pro. We give them that choice. We have a nationwide network of pros, so like we're very happy to handle a breakdown ourselves. But the ability to use your own pro allows people to kind of create their own experience. A lot of people have their own trusted plumber or HVAC company, for example, and they wanna stay with that person and that company. Um, and of course, like, not everybody knows who to call if you have like a refrigerator that breaks down, and that's where our network can become really handy. Um, try to use as much technology as possible to create a great experience, but also not cut any corners with support. We dedicate an Armadillo Home Pro with every claim, so there's real continuity throughout the process. Um, and while we always like to repair first, if anyone has any knock on home warranty, yeah, we want to repair first. It's it's something that, makes us able to charge a reasonable price for our service. We are willing to replace. Um, and we actually have this really unique feature, which is a sustainability bonus. Every plan we sell comes with $1,000 of bonus coverage if someone were to upgrade their product. Let's say your water heater goes down and you replace it go from tanked to tankless. Is very expensive. We kick in another $1,000 of coverage on top of all of our other coverages to make that easier. Happy to talk more about that. I probably will take a moment just to give you my contact information, because I don't have that in the one slide I have to share. But I'm here today to talk about something that's really unique and high value at very low cost. In fact, no cost to you guys, no cost to your customers. Um, and it's a 100-day program. It's a free program or it's a no cost program. Nothing's free. We pay for it, Armadillo. And I have one slide to share on it. But, essentially, like not every home that gets purchased gets a home warranty. Most of the time, the buyer's agent is trying to get the seller to pay for a home warranty, and the seller doesn't always have to do that, depending on the market, the negotiation position, and sometimes you have to give something else up to make that ask. So the seller may not be willing to pay for the home warranty, and then if you're selling the home, you're representing the seller. You may not want to pay for the home warranty. So in another situation where they're representing the buyer or seller, the home warranty may not get funded. Sometimes an agent will say, I want to buy a gift. I want to spend $700+ and gift it to my customer. That's a pretty expensive gift. And, it's great. We love that. We love when people buy armadillos with that, armadillo plan with that. But, maybe you want to buy something else. Instead, we have this 100-day program. So the 100-day program is designed for every buyer where a home warranty does not already get covered. There is no home warranty. So they're going to be completely exposed. It's a limited program, so it covers a little bit less, covers lots of products, which I could speak about, but it covers things at a little less limits. But it's a taste. It's a starting point. It offers some level of protection. And people, all they have to do is activate it within 7 days of purchase. And it runs for 100 days. And then it does get converted to a paid plan. Let me pop up my screen and I'll walk you through this so everybody can understand. I Kathy, if there's anything in my intro or in that context setting you thought was missing, please interrupt me. No?
The only thing I can think of was maybe the pricing on what you guys would, maybe you can show the plan that they can offer to their clients.
Cool. Yeah, well, let's focus on the free plan, and then I'll show you what it converts to, and at what price. Absolutely.
Free's good.
So,
Okay.
yeah, this is our 100-day program, and no other home warranty offers this. And there's really no strings attached. I mean, I'll be super clear with how exactly this works. Um, it gets promoted. We now, by the way, we had not decided with NRG whether we're offering this to you guys yet. Well, we want to offer it, but NRG has to hit the green light. So this was more of a socialization. I think we want NRG to just to tell us we're ready to go with this program. And once we're ready to go with this program, we're going to give you guys some marketing material to work with. Draft emails, text messages. We have like this guide we'll give you to like make this very clear how you want to communicate this to your customers. But it's really simple. And this is a visualization of that. You just bought a house and
I think, David, I
oh,
think excuse me, but I think Randy's thought on presenting it to all of you was just to see if it's something you guys think
got it.
that you'd like to present to your
Great.
clients. And so we're going to want your feedback in the chat as to whether you think this would be a great program that you would promote before we decide to pull the plug on it.
Perfect.
Okay?
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly where we're at. I didn't explain that very well. So okay. So theoretically, you guys have this. We'll get your feedback. You would get armed with some material, but this is how a lot of our partners they present it. It's like you just bought a house. It comes with this home warranty powered by Armadillo. You got to activate it. It's of no cost to you for the first 100 days. We do say you have to activate within 7 days. if any of you are wondering how do you police that, we actually don't. We just put it in there to create some urgency. Um, and then it converts to a full coverage plan after 100 days. And that plan, they can modify and cancel it at any time. Total freedom. And I'm going to get through the communication in a moment because we're very transparent. We don't try to trick these customers to buying something that I want. I'll get to that in a moment. And then with Armadillo, you're always free to bring your own pro. Use your own pro, really simple. You submit your receipt and you get reimbursed. They'll usually have a call to action like that. We can give you a QR code, but whether you're giving it to them physically or digitally, they can take this and now they can go activate it. Let me talk about that experience. I call it out on the right-hand side. As soon as they activate it, we do validate their credit card as part of that activation. Don't charge them, but we have to validate their card. It's a little bit like Netflix. And then they're going to get a welcome email. And the welcome email introduces them to a dedicated Armadillo Pro that they can work with throughout the entire 100 days. That pro becomes their claims advocate in case they have a claim, and also their consultant if they want to modify their plans. We have people who say, homeowners who say, this coverage is not enough for me. I'll show you the coverages in a second. I want more right away. So you can upgrade, or you can just wait the 100 days. You can cancel at any time and you won't affect your 100-day program. So you could say, hey, this sounds really nice, but I want out. And we'll put you in a mode that says, okay, you're not going to convert to a paid plan, but you're out. So we don't lock you down. We don't force you to put it in your calendar to tell us when to cancel. We make that super easy. And then on day 90, well, if you have a claim throughout the 100 days, you'll interact with us. Of course, you'll submit receipts and we'll evaluate and reimburse you. But on day 90, 10 days before your expiration of the 100 days, we send you this nice reminder. About 90 days ago, you signed up for this program through our partner NRG. And we're going to convert you now to a paid plan, and here's how it's going to work. That gives them another opportunity to cancel if they want to or modify. And then 10 days later, they actually purchase the plan. And even after they purchase the plan, we actually give another 30-day grace period. So technically, they have 130 days to change their mind. And then they go into a monthly plan. And that monthly plan is monthly. So they can actually always cancel as well. So I just want to emphasize that there's a lot of freedom. And the reason I'm emphasizing this is because the only reason not to do this is because you're like, I don't want my customers to be upset that I gave them something that converted to paid, and they felt like they got tricked. And that's a really important thing, is we don't make our customers feel that way, or your customers feel that way. So let me just show you what this activation looks like, because we'll go over what the plan covers and then we'll go over what the conversion covers. This is a sample of what the activation page looks like. All we need is their info to contact them, give them great service. We need to know the property. We do ask for the property close date. And then we also give them what their coverages are. And this is what their coverages look like in those 100 days. So those of you who are in no home warranty recognize a lot of these items. It's really most of the main items that we cover. AC, heating, right? Your HVAC systems, plumbing, electric, dishwasher, all the kitchen appliances, the washer, the dryer, the refrigerator. A lot of home warranty doesn't even cover refrigerator. Notice the refrigerator is a pretty low limit. It's only $250. But it's something, at least something to help if they have a problem with that. And then all these limits are at $500 each, although admittedly the refrigerator is a little lower. And then we do charge a service fee of $125. That just comes off the reimbursement. So effectively, it's $375 of coverage for every one of these. So not a tremendous amount of money. I get it, but it's there for the repair, and it's a little bit of a dent if you ever have to replace. Always a reminder, we don't cover pre-existing conditions when they're known. When someone is buying a house and they know the AC is already not working, we don't cover those items. But anything that breaks down from the moment they move in, these plans are activated at close date, so there's no waiting period. And then that's their 100-day program. Real simple. And then after 100 days, they get pushed into our most common popular product at $65.99 a month. And that product has more items covered at much higher appliance limits, system limits, aggregate limits. They get that free high efficiency upgrade I told you about. And then while it's not on this page, we started to add deed protection, ongoing title protection to all of our plans. It's just something that Armadillo offers to all of their plans now. So that's another bullet that we'll add. Maybe we'll get rid of one of these bullets, too many bullets. But that's the plan. Now, if they don't want to go into that plan, They can cancel, but they can also modify. They can say, I want a better price. I want more coverage. I want less coverage. I want to go annual and I want you to give me a discount. They're invited to talk to their dedicated pro the whole time, and they can do that. So hopefully, Kathy, that answers your question as to what it moves to. Before I ask for your feedback, just coming back to this page, the sorry, I keep getting blurry, so I keep fixing it. This this is converting. We've been doing this for a year. We've had thousands of activations, and it's converting at a 30% rate. So, yeah, 70% of those that get free plans don't stay with us and don't become paid customers. They get free money and free value if they have claims, and good for them. But 30% of them choose to stay with us month over month. And we are incredibly impressed by that rate. It really shows that when you reintroduce home warranty in this way, people are embracing it. So we see it as a great success, but also affirmation that people do want to cover the things in their home. That maybe that they're a little apprehensive of a giant buy-in of $1,000 or $750. They like this monthly option. It's something that they could think about well after they close on their home, because closing on their home, as you know, is a very hectic time. Um, and we figured that out 100 days later. I think that's all I wanted to share as far as context goes. I want to open it up to questions. And yeah, the whole idea was to say, do you guys want this program? And if so, we'll light it up and make it available to you guys.
I, I see that Randy put in the chat that we're ready to go. So it sounds like he wants to offer it to everyone for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Let me go look at the chat. We're ready to go with this call. We're ready to go with the program. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it.
With the program.
We'll take, yeah, we'll read it however we want to read it. I'm kidding. Awesome.
He knows we're ready to go with this chat. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. I'm not sure. He might be on a call, and that's why he just typed it in.
So who do you got on this call? We got 25 people.
Okay, he said we'll need to post on our internal website. We have only 5% of our agents on this call. Yeah, I mean, we've got like 500 agents. So
once we green light this, what we could do is we could also record a video of this program, in a little bit of a tighter way. And we'll put that out there in the resources so everybody can get like an explainer on how the program works.
Yeah, that would be great. And we can email it to every single one of our agents and post it on our Facebook page. So we'll just kind of, hey, introducing a new program that we have for you. It's free to your clients. So,
yep.
All right. Any other questions for him about the program, everyone, on the chat? Or you can unmute yourself and
I see a question from Debbie. Can I address that, Kathy? I'll go ask. So
absolutely.
What is the annual charge? So let's say someone gets in the free 100-day program and they do nothing. Well, they convert at $65.99 a month, and that's their monthly. That plan, as all of our plans, you're allowed to go annual and you get a month off. So you pay 11 months for 12. That assumes no additional discounting, but once you start talking to our sales agent, there might be additional discounts, and they might find different plan options for you. But the default is 11 months for 12. You pay 11 months.
So I have one question. If someone bought their house like a year ago or even 25 years ago, I'm sure there's a waiting period, just like there is with some of them before you could ever make a claim. Did you address that? I missed a little bit because I have a three-year-old here. So okay.
While it's not that easy for us to police this, and we'll emphasize this when we put the video out there for everybody else. This is for a homeowner, a buyer that just bought a house.
Just bought a house. Good to know.
They moved into their house. I can tell you, I've bought houses. I'm sure you guys know people who have bought houses. Anyone here know anyone who's bought a house? No, I'm just kidding. It's an anxious time. It's an anxious time because you hire that inspector, and inspectors are funny. They're very good at pointing out flaws. It's like what they do. You wonder what they did when they were little. Like they noticed all the things that were wrong in the world, right? Like this is broken, that's broken. But they also want to make sure you buy the house, or you'll never refer them again. But anyways, they point out a few things about the house that's old and broken and needs to be addressed, and that includes the systems and appliances. So the homeowner is anxious. Homeowner's always worried about this stuff breaking down. I mean, it's the last thing. You got your mortgage payment. You got your utilities you're taking on. I mean, new homeowners especially, right? And you got obviously got your interest, your insurance. You didn't really think that the water heater was going to break down. You know, you didn't really budget for that. So everybody wants a home warranty. The question is whether they think it's a good deal. So it's for a new buyer to put them at some ease because they didn't get a home warranty otherwise. I would not just give this to everybody you've ever done business with who happens to be a homeowner, because to your point, Kathy, you're going to get people who activate just because they already have a breakdown, and that's not very good as an insurance company. They call that adverse selection when you invite people to join just because they already have an injury or a breakdown or whatever it is, or a car accident. So the idea is to give it to the buyer when they're buying a house. As long as you do that, it's going to be active right away. And then 100 days later, the plan that they convert to is also active right away. There's no additional waiting period. So there's never a waiting period with this program, whether it be the free program or the paid program.
I have a question. So if you're an existing homeowner and want this, you can't get it?
It's very hard for us to police this, Brigetta, but the intention is for recent transactions. That's very much the intention of the program. And the reason that is because if we just put it out there and said anybody can have it at any time, um, you just get people who wait on a breakdown. So we would have like a really high breakdown rate, and then we wouldn't be able to afford the plan. The reason the plan becomes affordable is because, out of every 100 plans that get activated, only 40 of them will have breakdowns in the first 100 days. Whereas if you just offered it to everyone, you would find that to be a lot higher because, well, not because of bad luck, but because people would say, I don't need to sign up for this until I have a breakdown, which is just not good for the program.
Well, maybe I didn't ask my question right. I'm not talking about the 100-day wait. I'm talking about just in general to buy.
Oh,
And what is because we have now with our utility company, and it's a lot higher than $69. So what is your Cadillac price?
absolutely. Okay, so just taking you to our main website, we have multiple tiers for existing homeowners, um, and that is a pretty good plan. Our probably our more robust plans that you refer to a Cadillac. Love the analogy. That's gonna come in at a retail price of a monthly price around $90. Of course, you can go for a year and save some money on that, and we could also work out other discounts. But the truly like most complete product we have through this website is retails on the website at $90. Now you guys all have Alyssa as a resource, and she could get you whatever deal is out there. And apologies again that she wasn't on the call. That's for existing homeowners. For new homeowners, we have multiple tiers of plans, but those are annual plans. And then I think the most robust one of there is about $750 a year.
Wow.
Um, and there's add-ons. You can make it even more complete, like pool and spa, things like that, would be add-ons. Um, when you go to this site, and again, I'll have Alyssa do a follow-up email to make sure you guys have all the resources because I know our link is already on your site. Um, if you are representing a buyer, you would come in here and say you're a realtor, and when you say you're a realtor, you get routed to our annual plans. Um, you know, let me see here. We could get into the yeah, this is a path that like you just follow along and you say you're a real estate agent and you go from there. And you could see all of our annual plans. I'll make sure Alyssa follows up with like any resources necessary to buy our regular paid plans. There was a question about waiting period, I think, with these paid plans. Uh, the buyer plans that you buy as part of a real estate transaction are effective on the close date, so they have no waiting period. If you come into our main website and you just buy a plan off the street, you're an existing homeowner, there is a 30-day waiting period, which makes sense, right? Same reasons I gave before. So Existing homeowners are subject to a 30-day waiting period.
Well, that would be, since we have a plan, that would be simple to just pay another month on the existing while we're waiting for the 30 days to expire.
That's exactly how people time it. Um, was this Brigetta popping in? Who was just speaking?
Yes, yes.
Brigetta, if
Yeah.
you want to put your email and or your phone number in the chat, I could have somebody on the team just reach out to you about your options.
Well, and also on our website, nrg100.com, we've had this already on there. There are links and brochures on this warranty that you guys can download and look up for your own personal use or for, a buyer's use. One other question, what is the limit of payout for buying the warranty on a monthly basis? And let's say you have 3 repairs, or you have repairs 3 months in a row, but you wait till month 2 to report another repair. So how are limits established?
Every one of our tiers is like we have multiple tiers and people can build a plan that works for them. Coverages just at the highest level, coverages are either $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000. So a lot of times people will want an HVAC limit of $3,000, but they'll be totally comfortable with a refrigerator limit or a microwave limit of $1,000, right? So that's how like per product limits are established. And then you have your aggregate limit, which really doesn't matter that much because you almost have everything in your house needs to break down in order to hit your aggregate. But there's aggregate limits of usually $7,500 or $10,000 on the overall contract. Look, there's no limit to how many claims. We do not limit number of claims. So you can have as many claims as you need. We're there to protect the systems and appliances in the house. We do have a rule that you need to submit a claim within 30 days of a breakdown. So if your failure date is before 30 days, we technically don't cover that. At least our contract doesn't cover that. There are times where we make exceptions, but for the purposes of this call, I should probably stick to the rules. Like, so 30 days. So if I read this exam again, let's say you have 3 repairs in a row, you wait until month 2 to report another repair. Yeah, you'd want to get those things submitted inside 30 days of failure. Um, yeah, and by the way, it's very natural for people to do that though, because they're going to want to repair it. I mean, most of these breakdowns you want to repair. So if you want us to work with you on that repair. So if it's something that you just want to sit on for a few months, I think the most common is your AC broke. Maybe I should use this example. Your heating broke, but it's already summer and you're not really worried about it anymore. I think that's where you want to get going on it. I'm sure we have customers that tell us the breakdown date is more recent than it actually is, and we don't necessarily know how to verify that, but I'm not here to teach you guys how to game the system, so I should stop there. What about the time on the market? Okay, so Pam, this is a really, sorry we have too many options here, but we have seller's coverage. I'm sure it's available through this nrg100.com website where you get to us. If you are representing the seller and they get our free seller's coverage, they should take out our seller's coverage. I would not recommend getting the 100-day program for them because that's a fixed amount of time. Seller's coverage is longer than that. I think it allows the house to be on the market for up to 6 months. And that coverage is there for the listing and the listing period to protect the seller while it's on the market. So I'd recommend that coverage for that situation. So the product repair limit renews each month. No, these limits are annual, Debbie. So when we say that there is $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 limit on a product, that's for the year. So you can use that all up in one claim, or you could use it up into multiple claims, but those are annual. Hopefully, I understood that question properly.
I didn't understand what you just said. That's $3,000 for the year for any
Let's
claim.
say I have an HVAC coverage of $3,000. That's going to be $3,000 on heating, $3,000 on cooling. So that's going to be my maximum limit for those two systems.
But if the refrigerator goes, then it doesn't pay any attention to the other 3,000.
Okay, so the refrigerator, let's say we have a $2,000 limit. That's each one of those limits is its limit tied to that product. Every product has its own limit, and
Okay,
their annual limits is what I was emphasizing. Like they don't reset monthly, they're annual.
okay. So if the refrigerator's fixed in January and it goes out again in December, you don't cover it again.
We would cover it if there was unused limit. So let's use the $2,000 as an example. You had a repair, but the repair was modest, and let's say it was a $600 repair.
Okay.
You would have $1,400 available on your refrigerator. So come December, if that was the month, it was come month 12, you have
Yeah.
another breakdown of that refrigerator, we're going to cover it, but your limit is going to be $1,400. So if you need to replace it at that point, we will only be able to pay up to 1,400.
Okay. So if you did the 3,000 in January, you get nothing in December.
Exactly. If you've used up your
Okay.
entire limit, you would no longer be able to get coverage. Now, the good news is that these limits are designed so that they should only really be used up if you have a replacement. So so you know in order to use up $3,000, you probably had a replacement. There's obviously nuances where that's not always the case, but like assuming you had a replacement, all of a sudden now your new product is covered under a manufacturer's warranty.
All right.
So you ought not to need that second claim. I think the
Right.
example I provided where you have a smaller claim because you try to repair it and then you had the bigger claim later is a little more common. But there are exceptions. HVACs are complicated systems, so I might replace a condenser, but then I still got to go, replace a coil. And those can be expensive. Actually, both of those are items that are under $3,000, but they are expensive. So, you could work your way up there much faster in HVAC than any other category.
Okay. Thank
Good
you.
question. Anything else for now?
Looks like that's about it. Don't see any other unless anybody's got any other questions. I just wanted to thank you so much, David, for coming on.
Of
And
course, of course.
so, I
Great
mean,
to
it's
see
a great
everyone.
program. I don't know why people wouldn't offer it. So
No brainer.
just look
Absolutely.
for the links and the brochures on our nrg100.com website, everyone. And if there's not anything else, did you have any announcements, Jeremy, or
Nope, I
no?
think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I showed
So,
some
and
videos.
okay. And our next huddle, which will be on the 12th of May, will be the founder of a Mike Arville is his name, Contract for Deeds. So that's what that one will be about, everyone. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. Have a great week of selling, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Hey, Kathy.
Thank you, David. Thanks, Jeremy.